Black tea. Black tea is the most consumed tea in the world, accounting for nearly 80% of all tea consumed globally. It's made from the leaves of the Camellia sinensis plant, but unlike green tea, the leaves are allowed to fully oxidize. This process turns them dark brown and gives the tea its bold flavor and deep amber color. Black tea was developed in China's Fujian province during the 1600s. One of the earliest varieties was Lapsang Souchong, which was accidentally created after tea leaves oxidized longer than intended. The British fell in love with black tea during the 17th century and helped spread it across the globe through trade. Today, India, Sri Lanka, Kenya, and China are among the world's largest producers. Because of its strong flavor, black tea pairs well with milk, lemon, sugar, or spices, and remains the world's favorite tea. Green tea. Green tea comes from the same plant as black tea, but the leaves are heated almost immediately after picking to prevent oxidation. This preserves their bright green color, fresh grassy taste, and many natural antioxidants. According to Chinese legend, tea was discovered in 2737 BC by Emperor Shen Nong when leaves accidentally drifted into his boiling water. Whether the story is true or not, China became the birthplace of tea culture over 2,000 years ago. Today, China and Japan produce some of the world's finest green teas, including Longjing, Sencha, and Gyokuro. Because it contains less processing than black tea, green tea has become one of the world's most popular health drinks. Masala Chai is black tea brewed with milk, sugar, and aromatic spices such as ginger, cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, and black pepper. Although India has consumed herbal spice drinks for thousands of years, tea-based masala chai only became common during the late 1800s after the British introduced commercial tea plantations across Assam. Street vendors began adding generous amounts of milk and spices to stretch expensive tea leaves further, accidentally creating one of the world's most beloved beverages. Today, nearly every household in India has its own recipe. English breakfast tea. English breakfast tea is a blend of strong black teas, usually Assam, Ceylon, and Kenyan varieties. It was designed to be rich enough to drink with milk. Despite the name, the blend was first popularized in Scotland during the 1800s before becoming associated with England. It became famous during Queen Victoria's reign and is now considered the classic morning tea throughout Britain. Earl Grey. Earl Grey is black tea flavored with bergamot orange oil, giving it a unique citrus aroma. It is named after Charles Grey, the second Earl Grey, British Prime Minister in the 1830s. The famous story claims he received the recipe as a diplomatic gift from China, although historians believe the legend is probably fictional. Regardless of its true origin, Earl Grey became one of Britain's signature teas and remains popular worldwide. Oolong tea. Oolong tea sits between green and black tea because it is only partially oxidized. Its origins trace back to China's Fujian province during the Ming and Qing dynasties. Legend says a tea farmer named Oolong became distracted while hunting and accidentally left harvested tea leaves to partially oxidize, creating an entirely new flavor. Depending on how it's processed, oolong can taste floral, fruity, roasted, or creamy. Matcha. Matcha is powdered green tea made from specially shade-grown leaves. Instead of steeping the leaves, the entire powder is whisked into water. The technique began in China during the Song dynasty, but Japanese Zen monk Eisai introduced it to Japan in 1191, where it became central to Japanese tea ceremonies. Today, matcha is found in everything from desserts to ice cream and coffee shops. Jasmine tea. Jasmine tea is usually green tea scented with fresh jasmine flowers. This technique originated in China's Fujian province during the Song dynasty nearly 1,000 years ago. Rather than adding artificial flavoring, fresh jasmine blossoms are repeatedly layered with tea leaves overnight so the leaves naturally absorb the floral aroma. Bubble tea. Bubble tea combines tea with milk or fruit flavors and chewy tapioca pearls. It was invented in Taiwan during the 1980s. Two tea shops claim to have invented it independently, Chun Shui Tang and Hanlin Tea Room. Today, bubble tea has become a global phenomenon with thousands of dedicated stores. Assam tea. Assam tea is grown in India's Assam region. It became commercially cultivated after British explorers discovered native tea plants there in 1823. Its bold, malty flavor makes it one of the most common ingredients in breakfast tea blends worldwide. Darjeeling tea. Often called the champagne of teas, Darjeeling comes exclusively from India's Himalayan foothills. Commercial plantations were established in the 1850s by the British. The cooler mountain climate produces delicate floral flavors, unlike almost any other tea. Sencha. Sencha is Japan's most consumed green tea. It was developed during the 1700s when producers began steaming freshly picked leaves instead of roasting them. Today, Sencha accounts for most tea consumed throughout Japan. Pu-erh tea. Pu-erh is a fermented tea from China's Yunnan province. Its history stretches back over 1,000 years along the ancient Tea Horse Road. Unlike most teas, Pu-erh often improves with age, much like wine. Some aged cakes sell for thousands of dollars. Turkish tea. Turkish tea is strong black tea brewed in a double kettle called a çaydanlık. Tea became Turkey's national drink during the early 1900s after coffee became more expensive following the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. Turkey now has one of the world's highest tea consumption rates per person. Moroccan Mint Tea. Moroccan mint tea combines Chinese green tea with fresh spearmint and plenty of sugar. It became popular during the 1800s after British merchants introduced green tea to Morocco. Today, serving mint tea is considered an important symbol of hospitality. White tea. White tea is the least processed of all traditional teas. Only the youngest buds and leaves are harvested before being gently dried over 900 years ago. Its delicate flavor comes from minimal processing. Hojicha. Hojicha is Japanese green tea that's roasted instead of steamed. It was first created in Kyoto around the 1920s. Roasting gives it a warm, nutty flavor and reduces its caffeine content. Genmaicha. Genmaicha combines green tea with roasted brown rice. It originated in Japan, where rice was added centuries ago to make tea more affordable. Today, people enjoy its distinctive popcorn-like aroma. Thai iced tea. Thai iced tea is strongly brewed black tea mixed with condensed milk, evaporated milk, sugar, and spices. Its modern form became popular in Thailand during the 20th century as Western-style tea preparation blended with local ingredients. Its bright orange color usually comes from added food coloring. Hong Kong milk tea. Hong Kong milk tea is made with strong black tea and evaporated or condensed milk. It was developed in British Hong Kong during the 1950s by adapting traditional British afternoon tea. The tea is repeatedly filtered through a cloth sock, giving it its famous nickname, silk stocking tea. Iced tea. Iced tea became famous during the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, Missouri. Tea merchant Richard Bletchenden began serving his hot tea over ice during unusually hot weather. Visitors loved it, helping iced tea spread throughout the United States. Yerba mate. Although technically not true tea, yerba mate is one of the world's most consumed tea-like beverages. It comes from South America and has been consumed by the Guarani people for centuries. Today, it's especially popular in Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, and southern Brazil. Rooibos tea. Rooibos is a naturally caffeine-free herbal tea native to South Africa. Indigenous Khoisan communities consumed it long before commercial farming began in the early 1900s. Its naturally sweet flavor has made it increasingly popular worldwide. Chamomile tea. Chamomile tea is an herbal infusion made from dried chamomile flowers. Ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans all valued it for its calming properties over 2,000 years ago. Today, it's one of the world's most popular bedtime drinks. Hibiscus tea. Hibiscus tea is made by steeping dried hibiscus flowers, producing a bright red drink with a naturally tart flavor. It has been enjoyed for centuries in Egypt, Sudan, West Africa, Mexico, and the Caribbean. Rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, it's commonly served both hot and cold. From ancient Chinese emperors and Japanese monks to British royalty and Indian street vendors, tea has shaped cultures for thousands of years. Whether you prefer a simple cup of green tea, a creamy bubble tea, or a spicy masala chai, every cup tells a story that began centuries ago. And despite thousands of different varieties around the world, almost every true tea starts from the very same plant, Camellia sinensis.